Section 32 of the Convivio. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Algy Pug. The Convivio by Dante Alighieri. Translated by Philip H. Wicksteed. The Mountain Ode. Note: as there is but one well authenticated ode of Dante's, in addition to those in the Vita Nuova and those of the Convivio group, it is here given for the sake of completeness. It is probably later than any of the rest, and stands apart from them. The Mountain Ode. Amor, dacque convien pur ch'io mi doglia. Love, since I needs must make complaint for folk to hear, and show myself bereft of every virtue, grant me the skill to wail even as I would, that the woe which is discharged may be borne forth on my words even as I feel it. Thou wilt have me die, and I am satisfied, but who shall pardon me if I have not skill to tell that which thou makest me to feel? Who shall believe that I am now so smitten? But if thou grant me speech in measure with my torment, see to it, O my liege, that ere I die, she who is guilty may not hear it through me. For should she understand that which I feel within, pity would make less beauteous her beauteous face. I may not flee so that she come not within my fantasy, no more than I may flee the musing that brings her there. The mad soul, which plies its wit to its own ill, beauteous and injurious as she is, depicts her, and forges its own torture. Then gazes on her, and when right full of the great yearning it draws through the eyes, falls into a rage against itself, for having made the fire wherein all dismally it burns. What argument of reason draws the rein on so great tempest as within me whirls? The anguish that may not be contained within breathes so through the mouth as to articulate and give, to boot, their merit to the eyes. The hostile figure that remains, victorious and cruel, and that lords it o'er the power that wills, enamoured of itself, bids me to go where, in verity, is she herself, since like to like still rushes. Well know I that 'tis snow seeking the sun; but having no more strength, I do as he who in another's power goes with his own feet to his place of death. When I draw nigh, meseems that I hear words which cry, "Quick, quick, if thou wouldst see him die!" Then I turn to see to whom I may commend me, to such pass brought by the eyes that slay me with grievous wrong. And what, so wounded I become, O love, thou knowest to relate, not I, thou who dost stay to look on lifeless me. And though the soul thereafter comes again to the heart, nescience and oblivion have been her comrades whilst she was away. When I arise again, and look upon the wound which undid me when I was struck, I may not so assure myself but that I tremble all for fear, and my discoloured face declares what was the thunderbolt that leapt upon me, for though 'twas a sweet smile that launched it, long time thereafter it abides, darkened, in that the spirit cannot trust itself. Thus hast thou dealt with me, O love, among the Alps, in that river's vale on whose banks thou ever hast been strong upon me. Here, living or dead, at thy will thou handlest me in virtue of that fierce light that makes a thunder crashing path for death. Woe's me! No ladies here, nor folk of skill can I perceive, whom it may irk of my woe. If she heed it not, ne'er do I hope for succour from another, and she, banned from thy court, my liege, marks not thine arrow's stroke. Such mail of pride hath she forged for her breast, that every shaft there breaks its point and course, for her armed heart by naught is bitten. Tornata. O mountain song of mine, thou goest on thy way, mayhap to see my city, Florence, who bars me out from her, void of love, and stripped of pity. If thou enter in, go crying: now no longer can my Maker war upon thee here: there whence I come clips him a chain such that should thy cruelty give way he has no longer freedom to return. 32